this is Peter Morosky, the nurse, and I wanted to say today on why I think Metro Man would make Thragg his bitch. Now, I know people will say I'm delusional for saying this, considering how awesome Thragg is, and Metro Man is just silly, right? He's just a silly parody of Superman and Megamind, right? But I will get to that. First of all, strength. Thragg is incredibly strong. I mean, he was able to rip the head off of Thaddeus clean. And Thaddeus was strong enough to defeat Craig, Lucan, Anisha, and multiple other Viltrumites like they were absolutely nothing, especially the one where he grabs one like this and just snaps his neck, right? That was his neck. And Thaddeus had the strength to help tunnel through Viltrum. So obviously Thragg can do all this too, just as easily, if not more. And we've seen how strong the average Viltrumite is. So if Thragg lands a hit on Metro Man, Metro Man's gonna feel it. Metro Man might rub his jaw like, oh damn. But that's if Metro Man lets him hit him, and we will get to that later. But it's worth noting that Metro Man, as far as we know, has no limit to his physical strength, and Titan, someone who barely had a fraction of Metro Man's power, was able to lift and throw an entire skyscraper with ease casually, aim it just like this, and just chucked it like this. And then afterwards, and of course Titan's very strong, right? But after this, Titan was scared shitless to fight Metro Man. And if Metro Man went to go all out, he can lift billions of tons without barely breaking a sweat. Even when Metro Man was retired and out of his prime, he was able to tunnel through the Earth's core in under a minute and with no signs of pain whatsoever. Like, just nothing. He's going, whoop. And while it took Space Racer's gun and 3 Viltrumites, Thaddeus, Omni-Man, and Invincible, to go through Viltrum. And I know people will say it's different planets, sure, but like I said, Metro Man did this when he's retired and out of shape, and he just did this like me going through a park with my dog or something, right? If Metro Man was in his prime and he went completely all out, there's no doubt in my mind that Metro Man would have been able to destroy Viltrum on his own. He wouldn't need Space Racer's gun or anything. Now, as for durability, Thragg is durable. Thragg was able to fight. And yes, spoilers for the show watchers. There's some spoilers here for future seasons if you haven't read the comics of Invincible. Just to give you a heads up, Thragg was able to fight battle beasts for days while they both had their stomachs sliced open, and Thragg would survive and Thragg would survive going through Viltrum like Thaddeus, obviously, because obviously Thragg is stronger than Thaddeus, right? But another spoiler alert for only show watchers. But it's worth noting that Thragg in the comics at the end was eventually killed by Invincible after they fought in the sun for a while, and Thragg was burnt to death. Now, don't get me wrong. This wasn't like he was easily burnt to death, right? Like, this was an all-out brawl. Like, both of these guys were really struggling. Even Invincible, he was freaking on the verge of death, right? He was on the verge of death, so that's worth noting. But eventually Thragg was burnt to death, so that's worth noting. Metro Man, on the other hand, like I said, tunneled through the Earth without even a burnt mark, and he just dusted off him like this. But the main thing is that Metro Man is said by the creators of the film Megamind, which, check it out, it's a fun movie, check it out. But if Metro Man took that full blast from the ray that has the power of the sun, something that killed Thragg, Metro Man would have been completely fine. Like, he wouldn't even have barely a scratch. Completely fine. I mean, when it fired, Metro Man had no fear of this ray whatsoever. He just smiled and said he never felt so alive. In both of these scenarios, him tunneling through the Earth and this ray that has the power of the sun is actually. I've seen some people they actually compared. Sorry about my stuttering. That's a problem I got to work on. Both of these events were compared to the asteroid that killed the frickin' dinosaurs, and Metro Man was like, "Man, this is there's nothing." And it is canon that Metro Man has never taken any damage in his entire life, and Metro Man, as far as we know, has absolutely no weaknesses that can be used to make him weaker, like Superman with kryptonite or magic, right? And as we see in Invincible Season 4, Viltrumites like Thragg have multiple weaknesses, like that juice from those weird bug-looking things that weaken their flesh. They weaken their flesh, right? Weaken their flesh, and those freaking lizard-looking monsters. I can't remember the name of them. That are able to pierce right through Viltrumite hides, right? And also, and as a baby, Metro Man was casually fine in a. If you watch the opening of the movie, both his planet and Megamind's planets, where they were destroyed by a black hole, right? They put Metro Man in a little ship as a baby, and Metro Man had no protection in that ship whatsoever. He was just sitting there like fighting, and he was able to withstand the speed of a ship that outran a freaking black hole. And he was a baby, and he just looked at Megamind, went like this, and just put the thing in his mouth, and that was it. Like, you got to be really durable to just withstand that. And he was just a baby for Pete's sakes at that time. Now, the main reason why Metro Man destroys Thragg, I know this is predictable. I know people are going to say it, but it's the truth. It's a fact. You guys know it. It's speed. Now, Thragg is fast, as we saw when he killed Thaddeus. Thragg moves so fast that Omni-Man and Invincible were still looking in the same direction where Thragg yelled out no, right? Yell out no, right, looking in that direction. But in the same direction he was, I gotta apologize. Omni-Man and Invincible were still looking in the same direction where Thragg was when he yelled out no and he chose death, right? But that was that moment where Thragg grabbed Thaddeus' head, right? Omni-Man and Invincible were still looking in that direction. We're looking in that direction. But if you look closely, Thaddeus had somewhat of a reaction to it. Like if you see when Thragg grabs his face like this, you can see Thaddeus' eyes wide open, right? So Thaddeus has a reaction to it. So Thragg's speed can be seen through. There's no question about that. That just proves my point. Like, his speed can be seen through. It's just you have to be really powerful to be able to see through it. And there's no doubt in my mind someone as powerful as Metro Man will be able to see it right through it like this, even more efficient than Thaddeus did. Yes, and we're gonna get to the main point. As fast as Thragg is, his speed is freaking no match for Metro Man. In less than half a second, Metro Man was able to check through the entire of Metro City. Observe Megamind, go to the park, fly a kite, go to the freaking library, pick up a book, and read that book while he's eating chips and having a drink, and then looking through his entire museum, and was able to plan his death. He was having a freaking midlife crisis. Then he went back to the race site and fake a weakness fake his weakness. Not a real weakness, it's fake, obviously. And after the death ray was about to hit him, he went to a nursing school and got a fake skeleton and fly away without anyone noticing this. Like, come on, this is freaking insane. And not even Metro Man could see him move. And it's worth noting that Megamind was able to actually look at Metro Man, as I mentioned before, in that little ship that escaped the black hole. Megamind was able to see Metro Man going through that ship, right? But here, Megamind had no reaction. Megamind had no idea this happened, not until Metro Man told him. And this is worth noting, this wasn't Metro Man going all out. He said himself, his head wasn't in the game that day. This was Metro Man going through a midlife crisis. If Metro Man went all out, Metro Man can go days, weeks, maybe even months in a single second. And he could even go years. I don't want to try and push it too far, but he could go years in like a day or something. I don't know, something like that. It's not too far fetched. Metro Man would be able to find out all of Thragg's weaknesses before Thragg even knew what hit him. Faster, and it's worth noting, it's a common fact, the faster you are, the harder you hit, the harder you're going to hit, right? And at this speed, Metro Man would pop Thragg's head. And at this speed, Metro Man would pop Thragg's head in one blow, like this, before anyone see what even happened. And what Thragg did to Thaddeus, Metro Man would do to Thragg with one punch, but unlike Thaddeus, who had a reaction to Thragg grabbing his head, Thragg would have no reaction at all to Metro Man. And Metro Man wouldn't even have to punch him. He could just use his laser vision, something Thragg does not have. And that's worth noting that Metro Man has more abilities than Viltrumites do. Like, Viltrumites have the super strength, the durability, and the ability to fly and all that, like Metro Man, but Metro Man's got all the powers like the laser vision and the breath that can suck in fire to his lungs, right? And again, Titan was able to land the city with his heat vision of a fraction of Metro Man's power. So Metro Man's laser vision is no joke, and it would completely wipe the floor with Thragg, and it would wipe the floor with Thragg, and that's why Metro Man would absolutely crush Thragg before there's even a fight. look, I love both of these guys, and I can't wait for Thragg's battle against Battle Beast in the future season of Invincible. But taking all this into consideration, Metro Man would make Thragg his bitch. Like, you can't even deny this after all the facts I've said. Like, if you still deny it, fine. If you do that, to be honest, you're kind of just like freaking being biased. Like, I don't be biased. Like, I'm not biased or anything like this. I always take all things into consideration to see who would generally win in these kind of matchups, right? And I plan to make another video on some video topic similar to this, but with Michael Corwin versus Van Helsing, the werewolf, right? But until then, this is Peter Morosky, the Nerdstar. I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.